Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of the Shameless Freedom podcast. And today we are going to be talking about the real leadership gap. And it is not about someone having more skills in the corporate office from a mentality perspective. The real truth is that women are cut off from their bodies. Now, this is not something that is really taught in the corporate world. There are many, many different tools and skills assessments, etc., that are available when it comes to leadership development in the workplace. And what I will say is this was almost 12 years ago when I started this journey, and I had taken many leadership development courses. And in fact, there was a part of me that wanted to be one of those corporate trainers who actually taught leadership development programs in companies. And I did something completely different. I invested in myself in a program that was not specific to corporate. And to be quite honest, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. You ever make some of those decisions? You make a decision on the fly because it feels right. And that's what this was. And it was the most eye-opening experience that I have ever had because I got exposure to energy, to the body, to frequencies, to quantum leaping and experiencing that I never got in all of the corporate leadership development training that I had experienced. And I can remember I was in this program for about 6 months, and I remember one of my senior executives at the office saying, "What happened to you? You look different, you act different, you show up different, you are making a bigger impact in the workplace." And I said, wow, I took this program that allowed me to dive deeper into me as a woman, not me as a skilled worker in the company. And I think that there's a lot, and I love the Myers-Briggs and all the leadership development things, right? Don't get me wrong. They're all great tools, but they focus on skill sets, behaviors, personalities. And what I got the most out of the other work that I did had nothing to do with learning any of that. It was actually all about getting in touch with my body. It was first acknowledging, this might sound silly, but it was first acknowledging that I have a physical body, right? And to learn deeper levels of quote unquote self-care, right? I don't really like the word self-care because there's so much more to connecting with your body than the typical self-care activities. But this is what we need to be teaching women on how to love and connect with our bodies. We are spiritual beings living in a physical body. We are here to experience and to physically feel, whether it is feeling pain or whether it is feeling pleasure. Our body is what allows us to feel. However, we've never been taught the skills required to do so. We're taught all of the academic stuff, all of the things that are going to get our minds to think differently, to grow. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's all great. But when there is trauma stored in the body, learning more skills and positive thinking is not enough. We need to be able to teach our women how to connect with this beautiful gift that we have been given, to understand all parts of our bodies, especially the ones that make us a woman. When I think about the difference between a man's body and a woman's body, there are hormonal things, yes, but there are physical things that are absolutely different for our bodies, in addition to hormones. And it's important for us to not just go see a doctor when something is wrong or we want to have preventative care, but to learn how to nurture and love our bodies, giving our bodies the love and attention that they so desperately desire. I think about what women want. We want to be held. We want to feel safe. And if I think of a visual of that, I imagine being held, physically being held, like being hugged, being held, someone holding your hand where you can feel the depth, that connection. But the sad truth is so many women are cut off from our bodies. When we go into the office, we're not thinking about our body. We put our clothes on, we go to the office, we do our work. We're not thinking about our body. Right? We're not feeling into our body. We're not thinking about our body. We're thinking about stuff at the office. But we need to learn how to pause and how to take in the moment that's happening, to feel into our senses, to feel into our intuition. Because this is where the shifts will happen for us. When we cut ourselves off from our bodies, we live in the masculine. And we are in a get shit done attitude. We're focused on performance. We are focused on goals, outcomes, activities, you name it. But you can't teach presence, true power, and intuition in the boardroom. The way you teach it in the boardroom is to live it, to embody and embrace it. If you are so lucky to have a leader or a mentor who owns their feminine power, is magnetic, and draws opportunities to them, you know who that person is and how they command the energy in the room. You're lucky to have that. Keep watching. Keep learning from those individuals. Those are people you want to stay connected with. But if you don't have that, you don't necessarily know what it looks like to have a strong, grounded, feminine woman in the workplace. Because the truth of the matter is, there's not a lot of them that we see. Many of them are burnt out, frustrated, overwhelmed, tired. They're working hard. They're hustling. They're getting shit done. They're amazing workers. They're feeling dead inside. Their bodies, if they have not yet, will eventually catch up to them. Now, some people in corporate America might say, you know what? This is a crock of boohoo stuff. We got a job to do. We got to get it done. And here's what I will tell you that I've experienced in my own life. And I've seen it. And I embody the feminine. When I live in my body and am connected to it, opportunities show up. Connections happen. Things automatically start to fall into place. Things flow because I'm not trying to control that. And I'm allowing the universe to have things flow. And then I take inspired action. So this is not about waiting for everything to happen and not doing anything. No, this new idea comes through. Okay, take the action. But it's not necessarily, here's my 3-month plan, and here's exactly everything I'm going to do. Way of working. This is a different way of living and working in the workplace. And when women can embrace this concept, it truly can be life-changing. But the first step is acknowledgement. It's really acknowledging the fact that we have a gap, and that gap is not in skill set. It is in off from the body. We need to provide more education for women on why it is important for them to connect with their bodies. This is bigger than working out and having nutrition plans available, right? There are many corporations that have both. We all know it's important to eat healthy, so there's lots of things focused on eating healthy, making healthier decisions, right? Or also working out, going to the gym. Those are two important steps. But there's the relationship with your body. There's the physical connection to yourself. And just focusing on those first two is not enough, because I will tell you this. I've been in situations where I have eaten healthy. I have gone to the gym, right? Done those two things, lost the weight, etc. Something else happens in life, whatever. Weight comes back, gym goes bye-bye. How many people have had that happen before? The weight loss roller coaster. And many times it is because we are not connected to the body. We do not have a relationship with our bodies to make the best decisions for us on a long-term perspective. So we yo-yo, finding ourselves in spaces where we're eating the chocolate cookies, having the extra glass of wine, whatever it is, but getting out of sync with what our body really needs. Leadership can be felt. It's all about an energy. And these skills are not taught in the boardroom. They are things that we need to be able to teach our women in the workplace, to give them the opportunity to know the power of their bodies and the space to actually feel, to absorb, to allow themselves to trust their own intuition, be present. Right? There's a lot of talk on executive presence, and executive presence begins with loving the body. If you are not physically connected to your body, you are not going to have a presence in the office that is showing up as leadership executive presence. Let's stop hiding behind what our women really need. Our women need more open dialogue around connection with the body and how that will help them show up differently, not just in the workplace, but for who they are as a woman and all of the relationships in their personal and professional lives.